All right, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it. Happy Friday to everybody, man. Listen, we got a couple things we want to talk about, man. You guys come on in, man. Happy Friday. USC continues to still move and groove. We want to talk about this. We want to talk about how USC is winning off the field. You guys know that we told you that we're going to do a couple of lives a week. It looks like, for me, right now, it looks like, I know, man. Hey, listen, it's Rob Ryan. I did a video earlier today, and I said, Rex Ryan, here's what I want you guys to know as you guys continue to come on. Well, let me say this real quick. Yeah, you lost to the Sauce, dog. Hey, but here's what I want you guys to know is that, yes, I do work. What's up, big dog? What's up? What's the word? I do work a regular job, man. I'll be lost in all types of sauce. I work at night. So sometimes, man, my schedule, dealing with family, you constantly moving and grooving, man. And it just Rex Ryan, for whatever reason, when I made that video, just kept coming in my mind. My bad. Hey, you guys already know how it is, man. You guys know how it is for USC when you have a family. But look, let's talk about this. We're talking about USC, man. Hey, what's up, man? We're talking about USC. We want to know how should Lincoln Riley approach Leon. I'm about to put that link in here, man. You guys come on in, tap in. How should USC approach the transfer portal? You guys know, I see there are several individuals that think the quarterback play needs to be in play. I personally don't think USC needs a new quarterback. I think we got three big ones. We got Sam Hewitt, of course, you know he came over. We got Hassan Longstreet, and we got Jaden Mayava. I think we're good. I don't even want to have that conversation about a quarterback being in play. That is not a conversation that I don't think that needs to be had. From a trench play standpoint, I think right now, when you look at the way this thing is moving and grooving and the way it's shaping up, I think USC, from the trenches standpoint, that may be like one of the strongest positions on the field right now. It's a possibility. And look, we came a long way from saying that USC had, I guess some consider that wasn't a position that was a position of strength. But from the trench standpoint, whether we're talking about Cash Jacobson, Gus Cordova, Cam Fountain, Braylon Shelby, you name it, Carlon Jones. Look, I think a lot of people forget about Carlon Jones. He was a four-star guy. He was absolutely hurt. But I think a lot of people forget that is a big dude, man. You talk about a 300-pounder. So when you're talking about the trench play, I believe with all my heart that we're going to be straight. Floyd Bucard, who came in. We got multiple guys, but I'm going to open this link up. We're going to talk about it, how we should address the transfer portal. And USC keeps winning. We're winning off the field. You guys know we announced a big-time coach, another big-time coach, assistant linebacker coach, man. It continues to move and groove. He has NFL experience. For those who hadn't seen the video, he has NFL experience as well. So I'm about to open this thing up. We could talk about this together, man. Fight on, everybody. Raul, what's up, big dog? Fight on. Brandon, what's up, big dog? Tap in if you can. I got two coming in already. Hey, Brian, Christian, what's the word?
What's good, man? What's good? How you guys doing?
Oh, man, it's all good, man. We want to try to get into this, man. I think the future continues to be bright. We want to kind of address this thing, man. How do we need to approach this thing, man, from a transfer portal perspective? Of course, we just giving our opinion, man. I know, coaches, they see this stuff, man, but from what you guys see, what we have right now, how the roster is constructed right now, how you guys feeling about this thing right now, how it needs to be, we need to address it. What do we need to address in the transfer portal? Anybody go first? Brian, you go ahead.
Yeah. What's up, Leo? What's up, Christian?
Hey, what's going on, big dog?
Fellas, what's up? What's up?
Brother?
I would have to say linebacker, and maybe if we can get an experienced rush in, somebody that can get home to the quarterback. I know, we got depth pieces right now, but unfortunately, I don't know whether it's because of we didn't get any push up the middle, but our ends couldn't really get home last season. Maybe that
Yeah,
might change in the spring with the increase, with the more experienced pieces that we have now since since they got their feet wet. Excuse me, since they got their feet wet,
yeah,
last season. But we didn't see anybody get home, which also affected the way we played the corners. They weren't
yeah.
able to play press man. A lot of times they had to play bell coverage because they didn't know how long they were going to have to hold on, hold those receivers, keep those receivers in front of them. They couldn't really, push those receivers out their route because, they didn't want to get burned. We didn't want to get burned over the top. So D'Antonio had to really scheme up some stuff to give us enough time to at least get some type of pass rush and get in the quarterback's face, or maybe even push him off his mark, push him off his sweet spot. So I would say linebacker and maybe a good rush in. That's my opinion.
No, well, so we can all talk about it. We could approach together. But look, do you guys think? And I'm gonna let you guys. I want to hear from you guys as well. Do you guys think that the lack of defensive tackles or size could play a big part of the way we conduct business from an outside standpoint with the rush ends, man? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go on there. I do. I do think we, especially depth pieces, I would like an experienced linebacker. But definitely not having that inside push, right? Because
Right.
in pass rush, you do want the pocket to collapse, right? You want your big guys to push the offensive lineman in the quarterback lap, and your ends to contain the outside and get that pressure from the outside, and that's how it collapsed.
Yeah.
Even a lot of times, if we do look at the tape, a lot of time Lucas or someone would get some pressure on the outside because
So
the
they
pocket
had great.
wasn't
They had. That's what I
collapsing.
said. They had great penetration.
Yeah,
Penetration.
because the pocket wasn't collapsing from the inside, the quarterback could just step up and take off running. And so
I agree with. I agree with that.
and sometimes they did hit, and sometimes it was a lack of a pass rush from the outside too, and they just take off around the outside. But uh, I think more than anything, I would like to just an experienced linebacker for some depth as well. Uh, I think with the big guys we got up front, if Lucas can, I know he had a pretty significant injury, but if Lucas can come back and he can take even another jump that we seen him take last year, and then again we know
Yeah.
Gentry is going to be coming off the edge. We know Gentry is going to be coming off the edge a lot, right? They like to put Gentry on the edge in
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
situations, come off the edge. Fountain, he's going to be another year, so his body he's gonna be bigger with his pass rush. I think as far as the edge guys, I think what we got with the coaching staff, we should be okay. But I am with Brian. I wish we could have got the guy from. I mean, I'm not gonna say situation because I'm not for sure, but I know that we were saying it was
Yeah.
administration
Texas State.
issue. No,
No.
he
Texas
was
San
at
Antonio.
yeah, UTSA. Yeah, I wish we could have got that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
have been nice. But I am with Brian. I would like to see us, depth piece get a an experienced linebacker, and and if the question is if, and if there's an edge rusher, a true pass rushing edge rusher out there that can, you know, get home. I mean that wouldn't be bad neither. My only thing is as far as projecting and looking around, unless there's someone out there with untapped potential, like I don't see a gotta have a guy out at linebacker or on the edge right now. Like that we what I'm saying, that we can't miss on that we gotta have them. Right? It might be somebody that the coaches like, oh, they got the skills,
No.
we can coach
No.
them
No.
up. But I don't see anybody out there right now that it's like
No.
a
I
gotta
feel you.
have guy.
No, and I'll flip it and say it another way. I don't see any guy that's better than what we have right now: Cam Fountain and Anthony Lucas, Braylon Shelby. And I'm happy to see even a guy like Lorenzo Cowan, who from Savannah, Georgia, see him move and groove as well. So I agree. Big Leon, what's the word? Hey, I see you. I got my Tom Forrest, bro. Don't think you trying to get me, man. Hey, what's
I'm
up with it? What's
I'm
up with it?
trying to keep I'm trying to keep it real subtle tonight. With
You
the,
are. Hey, you see how he be trying to do, Christian? He be trying to step it up, man.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
time.
every time.
this is this is this is this is my other these are my other Cartiers. You know what I mean? This is a little a little something.
Oh
But
my God, he did it. He did the Cartier on the brother.
listen, hold on, Jay. Real quick, Jay. Just so you know, I ain't lying.
Yeah,
We got the two separate Cartier cases here, so ain't no games over here.
I tell you
know
what.
I mean?
I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you my address. Just mail it to me, all right? hey, what you got, man? What you think?
But listen, man, I think one reason why we didn't see a lot of pressure from the middle of the defensive line, especially in the second half of games, is because of the lack of depth. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Dudes
yeah,
were getting hurt, you know what I'm saying? And, the same 3 or 4 or 5 guys are rotating. But now
yeah,
I'm looking at a depth chart. You got Keyshawn Silver, you got Jamal Jarrett, Kobe Pepe,
yep,
and Floyd Bacard all playing nose. You got Devin Tompkins,
yep,
Jade, Carline, um, Bulabaluva. I can't
yeah,
mispronounce
Roth,
his
yeah,
name.
yep.
And
I
then
do too, but yeah,
on the defensive ends, you got Cam and Shelby on one side with Lorenzo Conlon, and then you got Anthony Lucas, Jakeem Stewart, and Gus Cordova. I think with the
that's a
added
lot, man. Yeah,
yeah, with the added depth, maybe we don't get the push in the first and second quarter, but come that third or fourth quarter when it's crunch time, and because they're going to be rotating people are going to be more fresh. I think we're going to get the push that we want from not only the interior but also from the defensive ends. In terms
yeah,
of what I would like to see from the transfer portal, I'm kind of up in the air, man. Like I know everybody wants to get another linebacker. I don't want a depth piece. If we're gonna bring somebody in here who's gonna take time away from the 4 or 5 guys that we've been putting time into, whether that's Eric Gentry, Newbie, Desmond Stevenson, Beavers. Nobody talks about Jaden Walker. He's another 6'3",
yeah, yeah.
two hundred
He's
and
a true
thirty-five pound
freshman.
linebacker.
Yes, very
And
athletic. He's athletic like
yeah,
Desmond Stevens. Yeah,
exactly. So we
yeah,
got like take Eric Gentry out of it. We got 3 linebackers. They're young, but they're all 6'3", 225 to 235, and they're all fast. So
no, that's real tough.
if we have this confidence in the defensive staff and Rob Ryan, he should be able to coach those guys up. You know, what I mean, with Eric Gentry and
Absolutely.
Beavers adding the seniority and the experience. I don't want
Don't
to
forget
see
about
somebody come in.
Elijah. Don't forget about Elijah Newby either.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
somebody come in and take time away from those guys. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what
And
they can do.
that's what I was trying to, I asked the other day, man, like where's the balance gonna come from? Because at the end of the day, there's another piece that has to be added to this, which is development. At some point, and that's, I talked about it the other day, another school, we know what it is. They continue to, even though they got some young talent that's the real deal. However, they don't never really necessarily see the field. And you got to have a development aspect of this, a development piece. And so where do you draw the line when you're talking about actually developing these guys and really having these guys sharpen their tools? Because you could be on the scout team for so long, but then actual game film, game play, when that's involved, that's a whole nother piece to it where you really start to learn the speed of the game. That's a whole nother, a lot of people, you hear casual fans, I call them casual fans because they never played college football, number one, but then they just throw stuff out there as if you could just put these pieces in there like they're just a video game type of, no, these guys got to have experience, bro. And once these guys get experience, man, they'll really be able to move and groove. So I kind of agree with you on that. Anybody else? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, even if you look at the cornerbacks, man, like you got Marcellus Williams and you got Braylon Conley who was there, and Isaiah
Yeah,
Rubin, and these guys, like Prophet Brown been there for a couple years now, been in and out of the lineup. Let's give some of these young guys, even if they take their bumps and bruises, like get them in there and let them get some time because it's only going to make them better,
yeah,
later on in the year. And this is the year with the first 3 or 4 games that we're playing. This is the year to let them get in there and get that experience so that they can come and be a bigger part of the solution later on in the year when we go against tougher competition.
Absolutely.
I definitely
Let me
agree
say,
with what
hey, real
Leon was.
quick.
Uh,
Hey, Brian, hold on for 1 sec. Hey, thank you, my brother. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Matter of fact, tap in, hit that link, man. Come on in. Thank you for becoming a member. Definitely appreciate you. And you say, I really hope Rob Ryan still got it. Hey, he got it, man. Please, we have to work on keeping contained. No, totally agree with you, man. It's a problem we've had for some years. Absolutely. Brian, what were you saying?
yeah, I agree with what Leon was saying. As far as giving the young guys a shot, my only hang up with that is um, last season, depth really hurt us at key position, and our
Yeah,
corners. I mean, we got picked apart in a lot of games, especially in that Notre Dame game and that Penn State game. We got picked apart because we didn't have the depth up front. Well, now up front is taken care of. Do we have the experience on the outside? So the preseason is going to be very important. The spring, those first 2.5 games, that's going
yeah,
to be very important to see exactly what we're working with, especially that third game against Purdue on the road, to see what we're working with. I think the only problem that we'll have is, Gentry, and he's a great talent, but he's injury prone. So that's why I said the linebacker. Not so. If I
yeah.
had to pick one, the linebacker over the rush
Well,
end, I would pick the linebacker. But I don't want to get in a position to where
yeah,
we're down 2 players and we're affected the way we were affected this past season.
yeah. No, to your point though, Brian, the only thing I will say when you talk about especially defensive tackle, linebacker position, both of those, the D line and linebacker position are positions that are, to your point, very, very physical positions. And I
Right.
don't think it's gonna hurt adding a linebacker, but he has to be, if we gonna, are we doing it for depth purposes, or are we getting somebody that's gonna absolutely have an instant impact? And when you talk about the linebacker position, I know we went after the guy from Pittsburgh. I think he ended up going
Uh-huh.
to Virginia Tech or somewhere like that. So
Yeah.
I
I don't
don't,
want.
and
Listen.
he was kind of, I don't know if he's a,
I don't. I don't want anybody to think that I'm picking on Gentry because I love Gentry. But he's been injured every year. He's been at the program. He's been injured every season, whether it's concussions, whether it was lower extremity injury, and it's really hurt us. So if it's a depth piece that just so happened to be experienced, I welcome it. But the only ones that have seen significant time outside of Gentry would be Desmond Stevens really did see significant time because you had those other guys in front of him. So yeah, get him in the preseason, but
well, yeah,
behind him,
yeah.
who
Well,
we got?
he
Who we
did
got?
he did his thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got
You got well, you
Madison,
got Garrison Madden. Garrison
Garrison
Madden.
Madden. You
Yeah.
got like
Beavers.
you said, what's his name? Who?
Beavers.
Beavers. Yeah.
Beavers. Beavers. So
Beavers. Yeah, he's gonna make that
listen,
transition. Yeah.
even though the schedule sets up for us nice, we still got to play a Big Ten schedule, which means that we still got Michigan on the schedule. We got to go
Yeah.
to Oregon. We still got Notre Dame. Those are physical teams that where at times we couldn't stop the run. So yeah, I want a linebacker that's going to come in there that's going to stick their nose in everybody else's business and take care of business. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Can
No, I
Gentry
feel I
stay
feel
healthy
you.
enough?
Hey Brian.
I
Well,
feel
this
you.
is
I
Yeah.
feel you.
this is what we. Well, the only thing I would say is I don't want a linebacker who's gonna come in and stick his nose in everybody else's business. We had a lot of that last year. I want to run it back who's gonna hit the right gap because a lot of times
Yeah,
we
I
blame
get
our
what you're saying.
defensive.
I get what you're saying,
Yeah,
Chris. Yeah, I
yeah.
get what you're
Like
saying.
a lot of times we blame the defensive lineman. If you watch the film, a lot of times we blame the defensive lineman, and it wasn't that the defensive lineman wasn't getting the push last year. And I mean, they wasn't getting the push, but they wasn't getting pushed back. A lot of times it
Mhm.
was a stalemate, and within that stalemate, our linebackers would shoot the wrong gap, or
Oh
you know
well,
what I'm saying.
when I say stick their nose in everybody's business, I mean in the opponent's business is what I'm saying. What
I
I meant.
got you.
That
I got
metaphor.
you.
That
Yeah,
metaphor. Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Christian, it
I'm
doesn't
about to say
help
I
that.
want somebody that's gonna be. I want somebody that's gonna be gap sound, disciplined, and be where the defense calls them to be, and not overshoot or hit the wrong gap. And now you got
Absolutely.
somebody cutting back, taking off.
It, it doesn't help that sometimes there's that one defensive lineman that gets off the ball late and gets pushed back off the ball and has the linebacker going around the wrong way. That
Right,
happened a lot in the
right,
Michigan game. So
right.
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
We
think we're
saw a
gonna have
couple.
that problem this year.
Yeah, we saw a couple over pursued plays, but yeah, I think this is going to be a full year with Deanton Lynn, him installing the defense, and the younger guys. I think they learn. But look, I really believe, and I'm gonna let somebody else on real quick. I really believe with all my heart that Desmond Stevens, he has that it factor. I really believe that.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I
I
don't think
think,
we got to worry about him getting playing time. I said
yeah,
he's gonna be a starter. The way he
yeah,
was
no,
running around last
yeah,
year, busting heads.
yeah. And so I think he has the it factor. Somebody I can't remember who it was alluded to Jaden Walker. That kid, what he did in high school, man, he played receiver. I think he played tight end. He played, darn near everything. And safety, inside linebacker. To me, like his athletic ability is the same way as Desmond Stevens. And so if we could get him popping off, and you got to think, he sit back for the most part all year long, just like Carlon Jones, and just really Walter Matthews in the same way. We'll talk about some of this other part of the roster, but some of these guys, man, that are highly recruited 4-star guys that came in, they didn't see no action, but it's a good thing that they set out. They got bigger, stronger, faster, and we can get some surprises, man, throughout this season. Dan, how you doing?
Oh, what's going on?
Man, it's all good, but you got a gang of noise back there in the background. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, you good now. You good. How you doing, though?
Well, pretty good.
What you got? You been listening to the conversation?
Yeah, I have. I agree with the dude was saying about the transfer portal, and
Yeah.
we don't need that. That's why we paid millions for all this staff to develop these guys, and I think it's going to be a big difference in how they play. Having listened to these guys all off season, and like the general the general manager, the GM, he said they're gonna. What did he say? They're gonna major in high school
And
and minor in the portal.
transfer portal. Yep.
Yeah. So the guys that are left over in the portal, they're not. They probably won't even get any time if they come here. So why waste the time? But in the spring portal guys, they're looking to start anyway. So I don't know. We should just roll with what we have because we have a lot of great players. They just need time. If they don't play, they're not going to get better. If you get a transfer portal guy in there, they're taking their time.
So how you feeling about linebacker? We talked about the defensive line. We all of us came to the conclusion that defensive line is the strength of the team. I think hands down that's the strength of the team. How you feeling about the linebacker play?
With a better defensive line, everyone else is going to play better because if the quarterback don't have no time, the cornerback's going to play better, the linebacker's going to play better. It all starts with the defensive line.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. Well, while you on there, let's real quick. Let's move to the safety room real quick. I love what I see from the safety room. Of course, you guys know we added Bishop Fitzgerald out of North Carolina State. Of course, we got Kamari Ramsey that returned, baller. But we have yet to see Christian Pierce, who happens to be like one of my favorite players. And I'm telling you, I think Christian Pierce is a straight up baller. He might be one of the hardest hitters. Anthony Beavers moved to linebacker, so that frees up a little bit of spot. Of course, we lost Zion Branch. Go ahead.
And two things on there. One, I ain't gonna say I think. I'm gonna say we got the best safety duo in the country, right?
That ain't even. Yeah,
we got the best safety duo, and we did see Pierce. I think Pierce against Texas A&M, and I'm saying, why are we putting Arnold back in? Pierce was balling.
hey.
Pierce was balling.
You know what? We saw a little bit. I don't want to say that. I think loyal to the senior type stuff, but I think we won't see none of that.
It was
think
a bowl
all that
game the last time.
Afterward,
yeah. And, that was a bowl game the last time they got to play and all that. And he had been a starter. I get that, but in that game when Pierce came, you could see that it was a difference. Pierce was making plays. He was coming up hitting. He was guarding. I was like, why take him out?
Why is everybody penciling in Bishop Fitzgerald over Christian Pierce? I know.
Productivity, my man. Productivity. Have you seen his tape?
Productivity, experience, productivity.
Hey, bro.
I have seen his tape. I went and watched his tape, and he's a good football player. But I just don't like seeing people coming from the transfer portal and supplanting people without earning a spot. That's all I'm saying. And I saw Christian Pierce play. I like Christian Pierce too, man.
I like him a lot, a whole
I
lot.
like
this
him.
what we
I
this
like
what
him,
we
but
saying, Leon.
I can't deny what my eyes see though,
Yeah,
Leon.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
This kid is a flat out baller, man. This kid,
Yeah.
oh my,
And not only that,
He's
the reality.
a Sunday
I
player.
got to give you the
Right.
reality of it. When you coming from the transfer portal and you have that type of production, okay. I'm not gonna say that, but you got that type of production, and you make that commitment to come here. It's going. Who was that? Somebody just mentioned Arnold, right?
I did. That was me. Yeah.
Okay.
that was Christian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he I'm not into the whole, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Arnold got in there. He continued to be in there. So and so it was a reason why we didn't. So when you got a guy that comes like that, yeah, I'll just put it like this. I don't see him not playing, but hopefully there's a good rotation going on with Christian Pierce, Bishop Fitzgerald, Kamari Ramsey, and then who will be the other safety? Who will be coming? We still got Marquise
Gallegos. Yeah.
I absolutely love what he brings to the table. I love what Jarvis Boatwright brings to the table. Yeah. I think we got some guys. Who do we got coming in right now for the 2025 class? Any safeties?
Alex Graham.
Oh my God.
The kid that flipped from Colorado.
Yeah. Hey, now I will say this. Oh, go ahead, Leon.
Stephen Miller.
Miller. I forgot about him. Yeah.
And
he's the one out of. Is he the one out of Illinois?
Yeah, I believe so. And they also
he's out of Illinois.
Kadarius Miller is coming in too.
Kadarius Reddick.
That's the kid. That's the kid from Georgia, right? Leon?
Yes. Hey.
Georgia.
Now he's a problem too.
And it's another one that's coming from Georgia. What's his name? James Johnson. Isn't he coming from Georgia?
But I think he may be playing. I think he's gonna play offense though. Now he did play both sides of the ball.
Well, you gonna play wide receiver? You gonna play receiver?
Yeah. He played like quarterback, receiver, DB. He played all kinds of stuff. But I think
who you remind me of? Jaylen Harris. Played all over the field. Jaylen Harris.
Yeah. He played back in the day. But I don't know. But you got to think some of these guys. All of them are not gonna play safety. Alex Grant, I don't know. You may see some of these guys at nickel.
Or nickel. I was gonna say nickel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, Leon, it's not that we just pencil it because we projecting it don't mean anything. Of course, we want the best person, whoever went out, to win out, right? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, if at an organization like Bowden said, if we're gonna major in high school and minor in the portal. When you go get a big time player like that, that means you thinking that player can come in and play immediately and start. And so that and looking at his tape and things like that, that's why we're projecting him to be there. Just how good he is and how his tape look and what he's done, saying in JUCO and at North Carolina State. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing against like the people we got at USC. But if that's what we're gonna do, if we're saying which is what we're moving to, that we're going to major in high school recruiting and minor in the portal, which means we're saying if we're going to the portal, that's a gotta-have player that can change that position, turn that around that we need. So that's why. But it's nothing that we have against our current players. I mean, it's just our thought that he
you got to think. I think he, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was the number one safety in the transfer portal. So
he was.
So when you look at it, when you look at it from that perspective. Like, man, hey, may the best, and I'm gonna say the same thing I said last year. May the best man win. But
absolutely.
As a side note, it looks like Kamari Ramsey and Bishop Fitzgerald, they might be a 1-2 combo. But I'm a Christian Pierce guy, so I'm not counting him out by any means necessary. And I hope it's a rotation coming with some of that as well.
I think it's gonna be a rotation because like I said, the physical conference that we're in now, we're no longer in the Pac-12, so those kids gonna have to come up and, like I said, stick their nose in that other team's business, man. And if your best ability is availability, if you know
sticking in their business,
stick your nose in their business, man. So
think about this with such run-heavy teams and stuff that we play. I mean, we can often see sometimes we go through a 3 safety look. Pierce might even go in at the nickel.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. It depends.
It's time
It
we might
depends
put
on
3 safeties on the field.
It
We'll
depends.
take Profit out or a corner out at their nickel. And if we play in such a run heavy team and bring in Pierce, you know what I'm saying, to butt up against the run.
Well,
Absolutely,
I think we saw that
absolutely.
against Michigan and LSU, where it was two heavy run teams. They brought in that three linebackers. It was Mason
Right.
Cobb and EMA and Gentry. Gentry came in, so just like y'all said, it's going to change up, and they're going to switch some things up.
I'm
Absolutely.
excited because we got the depth this season, man. To be honest, I'm excited because we fill need positions of need in the front office. I'm excited because we were able to retain some coaches and pick up some coaches with experience, man. I think this spring we'll see a difference in the way we prepare, in the way the team prepares. I think it might even be a difference in that spring game. You might see four full quarters of them going at each other. I want to see ones on ones now, man. That's the only way
Absolutely.
you're going to get better is to sharpen yourself. Iron sharpens iron, man. So treat that spring game and those first two games as the preseason, man. Get out there and establish, who's going to be starting with who and who plays better with who. So that way, by the time we get to conference play, man, there's no hiccups. We should know, which direction we're headed, especially, on the offensive side of the ball, running that ball, when the other team know we're going to run that ball and they can't do nothing about it. So I'm
No, no
excited
doubt.
for the
And
season.
and I think the spring game is gonna be different. I mean,
Man, hey man. Yeah,
You
yeah,
heard Rob Ron. He said, I can't wait to get that JUCO running back in here so we can hit him in the mouth." So in the
Right.
they
spring game, he said he can't wait. Rob said he can't wait for the spring game. So hey,
And,
expect it
and,
to be
and,
different.
and Chris said, I believe him too. I believe
Yeah,
him.
he
yeah,
said we can't wait to get that JUCO running back in the spring game. We're gonna hit him in the mouth.
so look, we talked about the D line, talked about the linebackers, talked about the safeties. Now, I want to talk about the cornerbacks real quick. But before I do that, I want to talk about the impact of Coach Reed. First of all, he's a phenomenal guy. Let me just say that. Just his presentation, the speech that he gave, you could tell same type of mentality dog work got Coach Eric Henderson. I think we getting that same with the cornerback position. Now, the reason I want to talk about him before I talk about the cornerback position is because how do I say this? At times we've seen I think it's kind of I think it's good that Coach Belk maybe coaches the nickelbacks as well as the safeties and just kind of get a little bit of help back there because you want that one-on-one with some of the cornerbacks a little bit. Just we don't want to be lost in the sauce in our coverage and our play, looking like we don't know where to locate the ball. Jaylen Smith had a phenomenal year. He had almost a breakout year. I can attribute some of that to Coach Doug Belt. So salute Coach Doug Belt. However, I think the cornerback position, I think they tools can continue to be sharpened. And I think we got a coach right now and Coach Reed who played it at the highest level. And now he's here, played at Auburn. And I think his energy, man. So first, what do you guys think about him before we address that room?
I'll go first because I just recently watched his video again because I didn't know if he was gonna go live or not. Man, I
Yeah,
needed a USC fix today, so I started watching all the press conferences again
yeah,
today.
yeah,
Uh, the first thing that stick out is me playing corner right in college, and that's just having a DB coach, not a corner or safety coach. Is that you don't get that. So when you watching film is split in between the safeties and DB stuff. You only have so much time. Coach can't go over all the safety and defensive back stuff every play. Even in practice, we're practicing together, so you're not getting that one-on-one from the actual cornerback coach. You know what I'm saying? In that
yeah,
coaching, so that definitely will help to have somebody that's strictly you responsible for the corners. Coaching them up, giving them that one-on-one time meeting, and someone else is doing the safety. So that would definitely help. But the thing that stuck out to me, I think, in his in what he said and who he is that he's not coming to take over, and he's learned. He said he's been here a week and he's learned more football than he can even imagine just from the defensive coaching staff that's already there. He said he had
yeah,
just got out of Belk's office, you know what I'm saying, and they're going over things. But the biggest thing that stuck out to me is that he said we I just want a dog. If you got that dog in you, he said, I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to tell you to bite. I want a dog that gonna go bite on his own. You know what I'm saying? He used
Yeah,
the analogy. If you got a guard dog at your house and you got to tell him to bite when the intruder come in, is he a true guard dog? And he was like, he
yeah,
wants someone gonna bite by himself. And he said, you know, I pride myself on what I do is taking a 3-star and turn him to a 5-star, take a 5-star and turn him to the first rounder, and that's what we gonna do. And so he's
yeah.
all about development. And he said, the first thing he do is what he's doing right now. He's breaking every corner down, right, to see what their weakness is and what their strength is. Their strengths, what they're good at, he gonna make great. What they're weak at, in a short period of time, he gonna make that good. So I believe him. I mean, he's a great at recruiter, so I like him. And I mean, he's talking the talk, you know. So and he has the the history to back up his talk from what he did at UCF, you know what I'm saying, and playing in the league and all that. So I believe him, man. I like this guy and his youthful energy. He was like,
Yeah.
I might get a penalty. If we get a pick, you might see me run on the field. He said, I'm just going to tell coach in advance, man, you might get a penalty or two from me because of my intensity, but we'll make up for it. So he got that intensity. You know what I'm saying? Henny got it. Ryan got that's what I love, man. These kids gonna be fired up and want to play
Absolutely.
for these guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Man,
what you're gonna realize is like what Christian was saying. I want to echo it, man. The team is going to take on the identity of your coach, plain and simple.
Preach,
What
preach.
I don't hope, what I hope don't happen is that the defense gets too overwhelming for the offense. So typically, Riley's more mild mannered, from what I've seen. You understand what I'm saying? So I do look for the defense to be the strength of this team. I'm not banging on Riley. Don't get me wrong. I'm not banging on him, right? But I do think that the defense is going to be the identity of this team. Now, whether or not it rubs off on the offense, we'll see come springtime. But I hope that the offense, develop some of that dog mentality that I see on that defense, because I do think that our defense is going to be special this year.
And to your point, we saw Anthony Lucas, we saw Devin Tompkins, we saw guys take on Coach Eric Henderson and Sean Newell's identity. We did see like a upbeat pace with them. So I think we'll see the same thing with this new Coach Reed as well. What you want to say, Leon?
I was going to say the same thing Brian said, that I think in terms of Coach Reed, he coaches very aggressively, and the corners, I think, this year are going to take on that mantle, be a lot more aggressive. I think if we remember back to last season, there was a lot of times where we were like, man, how come the defensive backs are playing so far back? And I know it was probably a protection thing, not to get beat over the top and stuff like that. But I think this year we're going to probably see a lot more aggressive corners against the wide receivers. And yes, you are correct, Brian. I think the defense is going to be the strength of the team. They
Yeah.
may be a little bit more overwhelming. And, you sit here and you think about Lincoln Riley, you're like, how does he get
I
aggressive?
hope,
Okay.
hey Leah, I hope the
He
offense ready, man. I really do. I hope
So
the offense ready.
but here's the thing. I think the way Riley gets aggressive is, okay, shoot, fuck that. We're just gonna drop back and start trying to throw bombs and score that way. And what I want him to do is
Uh,
say, oh, okay, let's put 3 tight ends in. Let's put them big backs back there and see if y'all can't
uh-huh,
stop them. That's what I want to see. You know what
uh-huh.
I
so
mean?
here's the
Match
here's
them
the
and match the intensity.
Right.
here's the thing. We all should have the expectation that the defense is going to be the strength of the team. Riley told us at the end of 2 seasons ago, once Grinch was gone, that moving forward, everything is going to be attacked from a defensive minded first, right? So that was the start of us moving to being a defensive team and making sure defense is sold up, which is why he brought the staff in and we started going in the portal and recruiting based on to get the defense together, right? So we should have the
Hmm.
expectation that that's where this team is going. I mean, we do have some dogs on offense. Makai Lemon is a dog. He's that dog
Right.
on offense. Like, I mean, he
Right.
got a couple of 15 yarders because he's a chirp in your face, ain't backing down, right? So we know we know for sure we got a dog on that side.
I
Oh,
So
we
he
think
got
can
Brian
sprint there as
Jackson is a
well.
dog. I think Brian Jackson
Right?
is a
Yeah,
dog.
Jackson is a dog,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he
Right.
is.
ho,
So
ho.
Yeah,
so what's gonna happen is what's
we'll
gonna
get on.
happen is what I'm saying is what's gonna happen is the defense and the intensity that defense got, right? And these coaches who gonna be attacking at practice against these offensive players. these offensive players gonna develop that dog. It's gonna become the culture of the whole team because
they
the ones
got
who
it
don't
in them.
got it,
They got it in
they
them, bro.
gonna fight back.
They
Yeah,
got it in
That's
them.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
they got it
Hey,
in them.
Jay, I want to see that '08 defense. I want to see that Pete Carroll '08 defense. That's what I want to see.
Well, listen, we saw glimpses. We saw glimpses last year, and they started off good, man. We saw them coming together. Of course, we suffered some unfortunate. Anthony Lucas was hurt, Eric Gentry was hurt, but I think we're gonna see
they only gave up like
thing.
what 8 points a game, right? That '08 defense, they only gave up
Yep.
like 8 or 9 points a game, something like that.
But here's the thing about that. I know we love Pete Carroll. I love Pete Carroll, but I even had to tell myself I have to stop putting current football up against.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna tell you why.
Because this is a totally different. It's a totally different era of football.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna hold nobody to 8 points average no more in college football.
You got
with the spread
Christian,
and all the athletes and all that. Like it's not
happening. Christian, I don't know if you guys remember Utah coach. He basically broke it down. Kyle Willingham. He said the analytics of college football now is offensively. It's an offensive league, period. And offense, I mean, they putting up crazy numbers right now. And it's like at some point, look at you guys remember just a couple years ago when Alabama and Tennessee they went toe-to-toe scoring 50 points. And the media came up with all these different excuses as to why it happens when they play, but when it happens to us, they say we have a bad defense. Listen, it's happening all across the board, man. When you're playing college teams, some of these teams just putting up numbers, bro. Like USC put up some points on Penn State. We put up the most. Look how many points we put up on Notre Dame. They're supposed to have the best defense. So
on Nebraska, we did it on 5 teams, bro.
Yeah,
we put up like 5 teams, but we scored the most points out of anybody on them, and they was all top 10 defense.
Yeah, and so look, it is what it is, man. Anytime you got phenomenal athletes on each side of the ball, look, who tell me, I don't care what kind of defense you got. Who the heck is gonna stop Jacoby Lane? Who's gonna stop Mekhi Lemon? Who's gonna stop? We got 5 legit running backs right now. The best JUCO running back won the Heisman. Who the heck gonna stop him with? Who's gonna stop Brian Jackson looking like Lindell White out there right now? Nobody. I mean, well, we got to get the offensive line tightened up. We'll discuss that anyway. But let's get back on this cornerback room real quick. And we talked about the coach. The cornerback room. I look at Braylon Conley. I look at the Carlos Nicholson. I look at Marcellus Williams. I look at, of course, we got Covington that's gone. We got Humphreys that's gone. And so we got
DJ Harvey.
Yeah, DJ Harvey. Yeah, from San Jose State. So how you guys feeling?
Came back from Mississippi State. The dude that transferred from Mississippi State that came back.
The Carlos Nicholson.
Yeah, that's Nicholson.
Yeah. So how you guys feeling about the quarterback position?
I'm mad.
No, go ahead, Christian.
I think we lost Christian. Go ahead.
Oh, but man, them young guys that we got too can ball, man. Them young corners we got, they can ball.
Yeah. No, that's facts. That's facts. You kind of breaking up, Leon.
Now, I would like to see the young boys get in there, man. I want to see Marcellus Williams, against DJ Harvey and Prophet Brown. That would be my 2 cornerbacks in the nickel. You know what I mean? And then and we've seen over last year that there's going to be a lot of rotation, like you said, even with the safeties. Nicholson and Braylon Conley, Isaiah Rubin. Isaiah. Those guys get some run. Alex Graham, and like you're saying, saw him ball at the Polynesian Bowl. He is a monster.
He's a monster. I don't know if he's going to play safety or if he's going to play nickel, but
I think they'll put him at safety.
Yeah. He's but I don't want you guys to forget about Prophet Brown, man. Like to me,
I didn't know he was coming back. I thought we had lost Prophet Brown.
No,
I got Prophet projected nickel. Yeah, I got Prophet projected at nickel.
Yeah, he balled out in the Holiday Bowl, man. And for whatever reason, man, and I'm reiterating the point. Prophet Brown, Christian Pierce, those guys, we just don't see them, but we know deep down inside what those dudes can do.
Yeah, that nickel we had though was pretty good though. The kid that
Yeah,
came
I
before
thought,
the
I thought,
yeah.
I thought they wanted to put some.
Yeah.
I thought they wanted to put some length at the corner. So that's why I was looking at Nicholson. He was coming back. We got the other kid who was hurt last season. What's his name? Malachi
Malik Crawford. Malik Crawford.
Malik Crawford. Yeah, Malik
Yeah.
Crawford. Malik Crawford. So
I think he
he's
tore
about
ACL last year.
He
He's
did.
6'4".
He's 6'4".
Yeah, he's 6'4".
That's a tall corner, man. Jeez.
Yeah, he's 6'4".
Yeah.
Yeah.
That 6'4".
Hey,
That's a tall
but
corner, man.
you remember him? It was him in the spring game that had an interception, and you had Williams too. He had an interception, Marcellus Williams. So both of those guys bought out in the spring, and then in the fall camp, we saw Braylon Conley look like he was guarding guys like with like a blanket. I'm like, so I think it's gonna be some competition.
It's definitely gonna be some competition.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, go ahead, Leon.
Do you guys remember the highlight videos they were always putting together when they were running the gauntlet?
Yes.
Braylon Conley was putting wood on some of them boys, man.
Man, he was putting wood, man. And sometimes, it's I hate to use the word politics, but it is what it is. You see some of these new guys coming in, man, and they just, you want to get the older guys. But that, I'm telling you, like Braylon Conley, Marcellus Williams, those two dudes really know how to play the position. They fundamentally, Isaiah Rubin as well, but they fundamentally sound, man, when you talk about some of their technique. And it's only going to sharpen with Coach Reed, though.
Right, I agree. So, yeah, I would definitely like to see Conley get in there. Marcellus, I just don't know, what when you talk about measurables, what exactly is Coach Lynn and what's his name, Coach Reed? Coach Reed is going to be looking for. I thought they were leaning more so like toward the taller corners, the 6'1", 6'2".
Well,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think those guys are at 6 feet. All those guys around 6 feet. Marcellus was like 5'11", I think. Isaiah Rubin, I think he's around 5'11". So Braylon Conley may be the tallest one, like right at 6 feet. But if they could ball, they could ball. You know what I mean?
If they could ball, they could ball.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they was more so leaning toward the length for those balls that are thrown over the top, or whenever they drop back in a zone. I guess that says a cover two. It's kind of hard for those hard for the quarterback to get that ball up and down over into that spot. That's why I thought they were bringing in those tallest corners. And if they are able, it's in the air too long to where our safety just come and clean up that receiver real quick and get him out the way. So that's why I thought they were leaning more so toward the taller corners.
Yeah, I feel you. I think they do, because there were some guys. I think, how tall is DJ Harvey? I think he is. I think he's
5'10" or 5'11".
5'11".
Yeah.
That's why I thought was going to play the nickel. Harvey. I thought Harvey was brought in to play the nickel.
Well, I don't know. Nickel cornerback, I don't know. But I think anywhere between that 5'11", 6'2", 6'3". Nicholson is 6'4", like as you alluded to. Malik Crawford 6'4". So we got a couple guys that are long, but for the most part, I guess the average height is probably going to be 6 feet for the cornerback play.
He's 5'11".
Yeah. He's 5'11".
So you got to think the coaches brought him in, and he looked like he's physical. He has that it factor. So across the board, man, looks like we're gonna be dealing with some cornerbacks that are around 6 feet, but from an average height.
Okay.
But check this out though. Our best cornerback last year was what? 5'11", Jaylen Smith.
Yeah, Jaylen Smith. Right.
So,
but he got that dog in him though that we all talking about.
He's the exception though, man. Jaylen Smith is the exception, man. I mean, that kid is a monster. Hey, I wish we had him one more season. That's why I wish we had one more season.
Well, he could have came back, but he's in the draft, man.
I understand. He gotta go get his paper. I can't knock a kid for wanting to go get his paper. But that's why I wish had come back, Jaylen Smith, man.
No, he's an absolute dog from the city, man. I absolutely love him. So look, I think Coach Reed, that's going to be his group. Those are the guys he's going to be rolling with. I think he got some good guys to roll with, and I think he alluded to the fact that he's getting ready to learn these guys. So he's about to study the tape. Hey, maybe he's watching this. Maybe he's learning some of these guys right now because we know them. And I think Coach Reed, if you're watching, you got some talent to work with. I think you're gonna love him. I'm not gonna put my personal bias on it. I do have a shout out to Braylon Conley. He was on my show. Shout out to Anthony Nicholson. Shout out to Carlos Nicholson. He was on my show. Oh, shout out to Anthony Beavers as well. He was on my show. I love. Well, he's not even in that room anymore, the safety room, secondary room. But I love I love all them guys, man. But Braylon Conley, man, he got a special place. Man, I just see something different in him. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying who starts, none of that. But when you talk about seeing something, what I saw he did in fall camp, I just could tell that there's something different there. He has an it factor. You guys will see what happens in the spring, I think, and Marcellus Williams too. Don't sleep. So,
Okay.
so looking at
And
the
Jay,
running back. Okay, go
I
ahead.
don't
Go
want.
ahead.
I just real quick because you just said something that preached right to the church. Everybody should say amen. Uh, that you just said something that we didn't think about, and I ain't gonna say it alone because we already off linebackers. But Beavers moving from safety to linebackers. You know how big that is to have somebody that has that experience with covering and getting backs and tight ends out the
Yeah,
backfield.
yeah.
Oh, that's big. That you can stay in a base defense and don't have to take your linebacker off the field. Oh, that's huge.
Well, you guys over here. I did a brief kind of reaction video on yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, or day before yesterday. Anyway, at the end of it, as we get ready to close out, Anthony Beavers pops came on there, and he kind of talked about him a little bit. You guys was on, but anyway, my homeboy is training him, man. He trains him in LA, and I've been watching him. I put it up on my story. I should have put it up on Twitter. He looked like he's really developing right now. He's filling out. He's 220. I could see him being about 225 easily. When I'm saying easily, coming up this spring or and fall. So don't sleep. Don't forget Anthony Beavers, man. He might be the hardest hitter, maybe the hardest hitter on the team, and willing to sacrifice his body. Him and Eric Gentry both, those two guys sacrificed their body. And that's why we saw a couple injuries with Eric Gentry. But I'm expecting Eric Gentry to stay healthy this year. But Anthony Beavers, if he can get it,
He's gonna be our best cover linebacker. He's gonna be the best cover linebacker.
Yeah. No, that's real talk. Real talk. So moving to the running back room, and then we'll talk about the offensive line because we kind of moving 51 minutes. Dang, it's kind of going fast. But the running back room, man. Well, we got. I mean, dude,
you know who? Hey, you know who my favorite is, man. You already know. 21, baby.
I love
that
him.
ball to 21.
I love him.
I don't like the kid. The JUCO kid looks really good. The kid from New Mexico looks good. Jackson looks really good. All I know is that I think Jackson needs to be the bulk of our carries. He better be in the heavy rotation. Like whoever they decide to splash in as that other 1-2, if it's the kid from JUCO or the kid from New Mexico, all cool. But Jackson got to see the field.
No, I mean Jackson. I know you guys remember, man. I remember doing a video about him, and I remember seeing a lot of fans cry, "Oh, he's a 3-star." I said, "Will you stop?" Then when we had Taylor Tatum, they said, "Well, we didn't get Taylor Tatum from he's at Oklahoma, yo. He commit." I said, "Listen," I said Jackson is just as good as Taylor Tatum. I watched the game with Longview High School in Texas go against McKinney, Texas, and I saw Jackson before he got hurt. He got hurt in that game, but I saw him move and groove and shake and bake in that game, and I tried telling people that this dude was the truth. This is why we don't need to be focusing on stars, man. We need to look at the play of these guys opposed to the stars, because Jackson, he's a monster, man. He got that it factor, man, and he got some wiggle in him, man. He can shake and bake.
And he's not going down on first contact.
No.
Yeah, I know. I saw in that ball game that those linebackers didn't want no part of him. I saw that.
Especially in the second half. Especially in the second half.
That's when it was, Christian. In the second half, that's when it was. In the second half,
they ain't want no more
part of him.
Yeah.
They wanted no part of 2-1.
No, he was still running hard.
Yeah, that's real talk. So Jackson, I'm not saying who's gonna start.
I think Leon was about to go.
Go ahead.
Hey, listen, I like B-Jack, but I mean, I'm gonna show some love for my man Peterson, Marion Peterson. Like, he didn't get enough reps, before he got injured in the bowl game. But the reps he did get, he showed good hands.
Yeah, he did.
He had the ability to run the ball, and I think he would have showed just as much as B-Jack did if he wouldn't have got hurt. So I'm repping for him right now. I like that we got the depth.
I don't have anything against Peterson. He played well, but even in that bowl game, you can see the difference.
It was, yeah,
You can see the difference.
yeah.
You can see
You
the
can
difference
definitely
when
see
they
the
ran
difference. You can
when they
definitely
ran the
see the
ball in
difference.
the yard. You could see the difference.
And Brian Jackson has an instinct and a step about him that's a little different. Once he approaches somebody, he can do it. He can do a couple things. He can lay that wood on you, put that head down, or he can juke you. I mean, he has
Hey,
that.
I saw on social media he was doing those squash J. Listen, man,
Hey,
that
you
kid,
remember?
he's a true
Hey,
freshman. Huh?
you
He's a
remember
true
that?
freshman this season,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. His sophomore season, if he stay healthy, man, that kid. But I'm talking about Lindell type talent, man. This
Yeah.
kid right here, all he needs is that black visor. That's all he needs.
You know
He needs that black visor, man. You
what
put that black visor on and throw a couple tattoos on him, you swear up and down
you
that was
know what?
Lindell out there.
I think that'll look sweet if you put it on there though, because he does look like that, man. He really reminds you of
You
that.
know, Leon, listen, Leon.
I,
This kid, Jesus, put that black visor on him, man, and throw a couple tattoos on him. I know he probably gonna get tatted up this year. Throw a couple tattoos on there. They gonna want to look up under that visor to see if that's really Lindell out there.
listen, I
Man, he
like I
looks
said,
faster
I
than
love
Lindell Peters.
I love B-Jack, but I'm trying to
Uh-huh.
tell y'all, man, if they give that boy Myron Peterson that ball a little bit more, y'all gonna be like, yo, Leon was right. Go ahead and clip this. Go ahead and clip this, Jay. And let's keep it for to the season.
Hey,
Go ahead and clip it.
I'm a Marion Peterson guy too, but so
Hey
I'm not.
Leon,
I'm not.
what kind of sayings is those, Leon? What you say? You got on some
Some car,
Cartier or those
yeah,
Cartier?
they Cartiers.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna need you to switch those. I'm gonna
Hey,
need you to switch those, Leon.
hey, Leon. You know what? From here on
I
out.
need you to switch those,
Hey,
Leon.
from here on out,
Hey,
I got
Kristen, I
my,
don't know what he's looking at, Kristen.
look,
Man, you
hey,
good. You good, Christy.
hey,
There you
hey,
go.
hey,
There you go.
from here on,
Look, Leon
I
got
need
him
you to
on
switch
deck.
those,
Him and
man.
Jay, they got him on deck. They got the whole
hey, I
fabricator
gotta,
on
I
deck.
see
hey,
that.
look,
I see that.
hey, from here on out, wear your sunglasses so nobody can see your eyes, Leon. I'm telling you,
Nah,
all
I'll put them
right?
back on, man.
Because you know what? I think they try to look at you, man. Don't let them know what you're looking at, man. Don't let them know. Hey, let your next move be your best move. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, every time. But here's the thing. I'm not gonna say who started, but what I will say this. I really like all our running backs. You guys, real quick, we could talk about the two guys, the two additions. I wasn't even talking about Harry Dalton yet because those are true freshmen in Riley Wormley. That's a whole nother conversation. We just put them to the side for just a second because we got two other guys that are coming in, New Mexico State guy, and then the Hutchins Community College. Those two guys. What you guys thinking about that? I mean, that's a whole nother. I mean, we talking about did we overload? I mean, what do you guys think?
Man, I think if we would have signed that JUCO guy, we probably wouldn't even went after the New Mexico guy.
I
You know
think
what I'm saying?
he was too good to pass up. That's what I think. I think that's what how do you the
Man,
guy wins the Heisman and you pass him up?
that's what I'm saying. If we would have got the JUCO guy first, I don't even think we go after the New Mexico guy. You know, you remember at the time we had just lost what's number 0? We lost to the Texas Tech, and so they were
Quinn Joyner.
Quit
quick. We
Jordan.
had just lost Joyner,
Yeah,
so they was
yeah,
replacing the back, and we got the New Mexico guy. But I think at that time we had signed the JUCO guy. We probably wouldn't even went after another running back. But since that
yeah.
JUCO guy came available and he was so good, it was one of them you can't pass on him. Like
Right.
to be honest, to be honest, I, I think maybe the New Mexico running back will probably be lost in the shuffle at running back and probably end up playing more like a slot. I hate to say it.
Wow.
I can see them trying to
Uh,
do like they did with Relique Brown, in order to
no,
get him on the field.
but his body
But
type is so much different than I mean, he's like I don't know that guy. He may be the fastest back we got though.
yeah, he
That's
got
why.
sack speed. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Like everybody,
yeah.
there's not enough balls to go around.
Well, here's the thing. I think we're going to run the ball a lot more
That's
this
the
year than we
conversation that
did
I wanted.
last
That's the
year.
con.
And
Yes.
so, and we all know that these backs get nicked up. You know what I mean? So that's why I think. Did we overload? No. Wormley's not going to play. He's getting over an ACL tear. He tore his
And
knee up.
Harry Dalton
You
either.
know,
I
and
don't think so.
Harry Dalton
Nah, the freshman's
might get
not.
some. Harry Dalton might get some run because he played quarterback, running back, slot. He's very versatile. I can see him doing a couple things. But they got those backs. I think they're going to run the ball more. We got, and I know Jay don't want to get into this. We'll get into them later. All those tight ends, you know what I'm saying?
We may have to, you know what? We'll have to do a part 2. We'll have to do tight ends and the offensive line together because this is almost an hour. But yeah, go ahead.
But I'm just saying, I think they're going to run the ball more, and
just
in case somebody gets nicked up, they have running backs in the stable that they can just plug and play and keep it moving. That's what I think they're going to do.
So, okay.
I hate to say it. I think we lose somebody after the spring portal.
I don't want to say that, but
I don't want to say that.
I know what you're saying. I don't want to say that, but it looks like it's a lot right now, Leon. It looked like it's a whole. It looked like it's almost too much. I mean, I'm just.
I think it's going to come down to whoever is healthy coming out of spring camp, man. Of course, you know your 1-2 punches is probably going to be Jackson and the JUCO kid. I see Amarian Peterson. You know, I see him getting some burn, but it's going to come down to whoever is healthy. Like I said, your best ability is your availability. So, unfortunately, we are low. Well, I think that's a good problem. But you know,
hey Brian, let me ask you this: were we more loaded when we had Marshawn Lloyd, when we had Quinn Joyner, when we had Amarian Peterson, when we had Austin Jackson? That's 4. Who else do we have? Matt Colombo. That's 5, and we had Darwin Barlow. That's 6. Is it the same type?
I think the quality was different. So is
the quality better right now?
Better.
Yeah. So I think because I really think that Riley's going to change his approach about how much running he's going to do. If you notice toward the end of the season, it was more so balanced than, okay, let's pass the ball 50 times. I think he saw what type of offensive line he has, especially in the second half of that bowl game. We were getting that push and we were running the ball. So that might just change his philosophy, man, if you want to be honest. So it just really depends on how many touches we get, you know, in these games. Are we going to get, you know, 60 to 70 plays per game, or whether it's going to be somebody that's going to really grind the clock out and we only see 40 to 50 touches. So that's going to be dependent on as well. But this is a physical conference, and we have to remember that.
I think even if we get 70 plays, and we just talked about it, right? We want to run Brian Jackson early and late and have that speed back come in and hit, you know, as they try hit that, make them miss, hit that long gas. So even if we run 70 plays, there's no way 4 backs are going to be able to get some quality time to get the rock.
You have to remember,
it's more than 4.
It was shocking for me, and maybe somebody could check the stats, but I think we saw more plays when we played those SEC teams than when we played Big Ten teams.
More, what do you mean more? You talking about more run plays?
No, I'm talking about more plays. Period. Total plays. I think we saw more plays per game when we played those SEC teams, LSU and Texas A&M, than when we played a team like Michigan or
you know why?
State,
you know why?
Or why is that?
Actually,
that's because when we play LSU and Texas A&M, neither one of them committed to the run. They were passing a whole lot.
Actually, no, don't remember Penn. Man, look, Riley, he went in his bag for Penn State. We had all kinds of plays. I mean, we were moving the ball at will. Notre Dame and Penn State, like we were moving the ball at will, pretty much.
I think more so with Notre Dame was because Notre Dame scored faster than we did, so we had to keep pace. Remember we got those 2 pick sixes, so they scored faster than what we did.
So what about Penn State?
Go look at Maryland. Go look at Minnesota. Go look at who else we played? Who else was in the Big Ten that we lost to outside of those 2?
Minnesota, Maryland, Michigan.
Yeah, look at all of those teams. We didn't get that many touches.
Right, because they pounded the ball.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it really depends. It depends on how many plays are we getting it? Are we going to really play Big Ten ball where they commit to the run? And, we can't turn the ball over. We got to be fortunate enough to not, putting our ball in harm's way. It's going to depend on that.
But what I'm saying is, no matter if we do run 70, 75 plays a game, there's no way to get the rock to 4 running backs because
it's impossible.
You want your running backs to get in the groove. You want Jackson
Yeah.
to body
That's
blow,
true.
and then by the time the
That's
second
true.
half, they don't want to tackle him no more. So it don't
That's
matter how
That's
many
that's
true.
fact.
plays you run.
That's fact.
It's
That's fact.
four backs is not going to be able to get in the game, and everybody get touches and get in their
No, no,
groove.
no,
It's
no,
just
no, no.
No, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing 100% with Christian, man. And you got to think running back. We got 500 people in here between Twitter and YouTube. I'll take a picture of this, but look, running back is a rhythm position. You gotta.
Right.
The only way you get better. You remember how even commentators would talk about as the game gets going, guys like Lindell White continue to get stronger and stronger. You know why? Because it's a
Right.
rhythm position. Once you get the ball,
Mm-hmm.
you need those reps to get a feel for the game. I play running back, so I know. So you got to be able to, your first carry may be just to getting the feel for it, but to have guys just come in and just periodically and just, I would, as a running back, me personally, it's no way. No, it's no way. I need to be able to get some touches.
I agree. I
You know
agree.
what I'm saying? So yeah, we got 5. We looking strong. So I think from that
We
perspective, go ahead, Leon.
we got 6 running backs. 2 of them are freshmen. Wormley's coming
That's
off
why I
a knee
said just
injury,
move them to the
and
side for a
so
second. Yeah,
yeah, so we got 4 running backs.
yeah,
If we're gonna run the ball more, and I think I just looked it up. I think we got in the LSU game. I think it was like 60 possessions,
yeah,
right around 60. We had 30 set, only 23 rushing attempts in that
yeah.
game. So 50, 60, 70 plays. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think you need 3 to 4 good backs.
so so so
I'm just
so
saying. Let
now
me ask
so
you a
now
question.
you
Let me
you
ask you.
agreeing though, right? You agreeing then?
I'm agreeing. Listen. It takes one play and somebody's out for the season.
Right,
Heaven
right.
forbid. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
But I think these players just need to be patient and just keep working hard. And you're gonna get your time. Amari Peterson, for example, I hate keeping bringing his name up. He's going on his 3rd year, right?
yeah.
He's been in the
Mm-hmm.
team for 3 years. Been patient. And now he's seeing some time. I just think they just need to be patient. And they're gonna get and they keep earning those touches. They're gonna get their touches, man.
And
Here's my problem with it, Jay, and I don't mean to cut
go
you
ahead.
off, but
No,
when
go
you
ahead, go ahead.
when you got teams like Boise State and Iowa that feature one back all season long, why can't we do the same thing? Why we got to have 3 and 4 backs though? That's what I'm saying.
Boise's not playing in the
Hey,
Big Ten.
Brian, let me take you back.
Yeah,
Let me take you back. You guys know I had Herschel Dennis on here, right? You
right.
guys,
I
yeah.
remember.
you guys remember, Herschel Dennis talk about, he had Reggie Bush, he had Lindell White to compete with. They could all the running backs. You had USC has always had kind of this problem, whether it was CJ Gable. You remember all the running backs they had at one
Right,
time,
right.
Chauncey Washington,
Emmanuel Moody. I remember
Emmanuel
all of
Moody,
those.
but Emmanuel
Yeah.
Moody ended up transferring, I think, to
Yeah,
Florida, but
he did. Yeah, he went to
he was the
Florida.
number 1 running back in the country. You remember
Right,
when Stephon Johnson was here, Dorsey High School product, and
right,
then
right.
you had
Stephon. Yeah.
Joe McKnight.
Joe
Like
McKnight.
USC has always had,
Mark
yeah,
Tyler. I
Mark
remember all of
Tyler,
them. Yeah.
yeah. So it's always from a running back standpoint, it's always kind of been like this when you talk about USC, and that's what, and even Jaywalk, he comes on and he talks about, iron sharpen iron, and how it was with Pete Carroll. You just got that level of competition. It's gonna make them all get better, and I'm just gonna say I'm not. That's why I don't pistol anybody in. May the best man win. That's all I'm
But,
saying. May the
but
best man win.
here's my only thing with that. We're in a different day and age now, right? So
Yeah,
with
the
4
transfer
good running
portal,
backs,
NIL. Yeah,
yeah. So it's harder. But if you look at it, in mostly all them years you named, there were, all those running backs didn't play. It was like 2 feature backs. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You had a
Right,
main back and
right.
somebody to spell them. It wasn't 4 players seeing the field. And in this day and
Exactly.
age with the transfer portal, it's gonna be tough because coming out of spring, somebody's gonna be 4, right? Let's think about it. The kid from New Mexico, if he's 4, is he gonna say, all right, I'm going into the portal again? I only got 1 year left. I don't want to be 4th string. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If the JUCO kid, I doubt he'd be 4, but if he's 4, he still got another 4 years. They can talk him into saying,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
you stay again. You
That
know what I'm
kid ain't gonna
saying?
be for. But I'm telling you that
No,
right
That's what I'm
now.
saying.
hey,
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying though. So, but
hey, for
Peterson is
real.
getting up there. Peterson is getting up there in class. He can say, "Man, I'm 4. Let me go ahead into the spring quarter so I can go somewhere where I can play now." Jackson ain't going nowhere because I think he's just there to see the field. If he ain't the first, he'll be the second. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's only two players that if
So
they're not
Christian,
in
you anticipate losing at least one, is what you're saying.
man, I think so in the spring quarter, unfortunately.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even want to put that out there. I feel you guys. You guys know what I'm about. Like I just look, may the best man win. We'll see.
But you know what
We'll
I'll do,
see.
Jay?
What's
If I was
that?
the coaching staff, like if the kid from New Mexico, if they don't see him being in the rotation for running back, I mean, you could get him to stay because if you look at it last year, we didn't have really. Once we took Branch out and put Makai back there at kickoff return, they stopped. You can see it in the bowl game. They stopped kicking to the limit,
Well,
right?
I think
Put both
he
of them
actually
back.
did that.
Put both
Yeah,
of them back there. Put
yeah. He
both of
played.
them back there at kickoff return. You know what I'm saying? And let
Uh-huh.
him do some punt return and stuff like that. And like I said, I mean, with his track speed and everything like that, he
Uh-huh.
can see the field. He can see the field if you move him that slot. You can run the
Hey,
stuff you was
hey,
running with Branch, the underneath, the reverses, the screens. You know what I'm saying? So he can still see the field because he's more flexible than those other running backs. So you still can talk him to stand there to get him on the field in other positions, in other areas.
hey, Christian. We got two wide receiver freshmen coming in and run 10-3 100s. So
Who is
might
that?
be
Who is
Ramiro
that?
Iceman.
Romero
Ramiro Iceman.
Iceland
Romero
and who
Yeah.
else?
Ison
And who was the other
Romero
one?
Ison and Corey and not Corey Sims, the other kid.
Tanuk Hines.
To Hines.
Yeah.
Okay.
They both run like 10
Yeah.
2,
They
10 3,
blazing.
100s. So
Matter of fact, Tanuk Hines is being compared to like another Amon Brown too. I think.
and he physical.
And he's physical. Yeah. So look, we got a good problem, man. That goes back to the point of can we compete
Good
this
point,
year?
Jay.
Yeah.
Good point, Jay. That's a good problem we in.
Yeah. We got a great problem. And so, look, if we don't have that type of depth, like this is why I don't understand. You look at all these. Well, I'm not going to mention the networks, but you're looking at these networks. They talk about USC. They are so unknowledgeable about the Trojans right now. They so lost in the
Hey, you know
sauce.
what? I would much rather
That's
have it that
good.
way, Jay. I would much
Yeah.
Yeah.
rather us be unranked going into the season. That way,
Yeah.
nobody see us coming. Even though they
Right.
know it's BS,
Oh, they
nobody
don't
see
know.
us coming.
They don't know. Matter of fact, Rob Ryan, did you guys hear what he said? Watch how we
Uh,
look this year. Did you hear him say that?
right.
Oh
I heard him
yeah.
say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
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 And he
Yeah.
said,
He
watch
said,
what the defense. He said, watch what the defense ranked right after he called UCLA a trash program.
absolutely.
Hey,
He said,
Christian, he stepped right into it, didn't
yeah,
he? he got
he
straight
said,
to
he
it.
said Deontay Lynn was a young,
Mike Tomlin.
Mike
Mike
Tomlin.
Tomlin.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
he said, look what he
I
did at
believe him
UCLA.
too.
Took him from
I like
100 to top.
Deontay Lean.
Hey, hey,
He said,
Brian.
look at him. He said he took UCLA from 110 to the top 10 defense. Look what he did with a trash program.
Hey,
So,
Look what he did
hey,
with our
Brian.
defense, even with the depth
oh,
problems
he
we had
followed
with
that up
depth
too.
along
He
the
said,
defensive
look what he
line.
did.
Yeah, look what he did with
Yeah,
our program, man.
he said that too. He said, look what he did with USC last year, where he brought them. And he said, just wait till next year. Watch where we finish next year.
Hey,
Watch
but
where we
the way
finish ranking.
Rob Ryan's talking, he not gonna put no trash on that field next year. Dude's
No,
a
he
pro.
Right,
not.
But the real thing is we don't have trash that he's working with. I think he's gonna be
right.
able to. I think he's gonna be able to bring those guys out and be able to really maximize. Those guys, all that untapped potential. I think he's gonna really. Coach N, shout out to him though. But I didn't think it could get any better than that. But when I saw Rob Ryan, I said, "Oh my God, look what we got here!" And so it's the same thing, man. I think USC gonna be straight.
Yep.
Yes,
Them
sir.
linebackers gonna be playing with a fire under them. Like I said, Rob Ryan, one of the ones like you want discipline on physical. I mean, don't be surprised if you see him getting that players on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be going for the foolishness.
You know who could have really benefited from Rob Ryan, man? Ray John Davis.
Yep,
Yep.
yep,
I really
yep.
wish that kid had stayed, man. Hindsight is always 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Ray John
But
had to do it.
Well,
B. He had to do his
I
best
understand
for
he
him.
had to do what he had to do.
Yeah,
I get that, but a lot of times, things don't line up right for us when you talk about even with life. Sometimes opportunities might come at the wrong time. You may not be able to leave. You got a family. Somebody might offer you a dream job right before you had a kid or something like that, and couldn't get there. To another country. It just never lined up. I hated that kid didn't get a chance to be a part of this type of training from a guy like Rob Ryan, man. I really hate that.
Well, he's at Oregon State, man. So we'll get an opportunity. They play against some big time schools, so we'll definitely get an opportunity to see him move and groove, man. But look, man, we've been on an hour and 14 minutes. I don't even know how that time went by that quick. That's crazy. I'm gonna come back. We'll continue to do this. I'm gonna try to set a day for Friday, Sunday, and maybe another day throughout the week. Me and Jay Walk, our schedule's been going crazy this week. I talked to him earlier today, so he made some good points, man. He's gonna come on. He's gonna talk about the coaching hires, man. For phenomenal hires. He's gonna bring out some excellent points. I said, man, I wish we was on live talking about this. He was like, I know, big bro. So we probably gonna come sometime next week and talk about that. And so we'll move and groove from that perspective. But hey, as we get out of here, we'll pick up the offensive line and then we'll come back for who do we miss?
Tight ends.
And the receivers.
And a quarterback.
And a quarterback.
Well, yeah.
Hey, look, Jay, you like we done beat that with a dead look. You like we done beat that with a dead horse on the quarterback.
Hey, well, hold on for a minute. Let's just do this real quick. Forget that. Let's just do this real quick. Let's go in and deal with the quarterbacks. I'm so sick of it. Hey, you know. I mean, hey. We don't need no more quarterbacks. Number one, I think we're good. I personally think we're good. I do. Where do you guys stand with the quarterback play right now, man? You guys, I want to hear from you first. I'm not gonna give my opinion.
I'll let Leon go first.
Yeah.
Leon go.
I 100% agree that I think we are good at the quarterback position. But I heard something from an insider today that there are quarterbacks outside the transfer portal monitoring the USC quarterback position.
Whoa, repeat that, Leon.
I said that there was an insider that did a report today that said that there are quarterbacks looking at the USC quarterback position, but they aren't in the transfer portal. And they're looking at it for the springtime. Now, I only bring that up to say that if you USCJ, if you remember, you go back during the season, who did I say was somebody that might have been looking at that position? Do you remember?
Who did you say, Leon?
DJ Lagway.
Oh no.
Man,
Lagway. No, man. Hey, bro, come on. Hey, Leon.
Yeah, change those shades again, Leon. Change those shades again.
Listen.
Hey, Leon, please put your. Hey, I'm gonna put them on for you. All right, let me put these on for you. Go ahead.
Lagway ain't leaving.
Listen.
He is not. Okay, go ahead. I want to hear you. I want to hear you out real quick.
I prefaced all that by saying I'm good with the quarterback position at USC. I'm just giving y'all some information that I heard. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. But I'm good where we are. And I think that in terms of, and I think I said this before on one of your shows, Jay, if Maeva and young
Anthony Butler, what's up? Yeah.
If they're even, you might have to go with Longstreet, man. So that's all I'm saying.
Wait. You saying so? Okay.
If they go through spring ball
and they're even,
don't you got to go with the young boy, especially with the teams that we play the first 3 or 4 games of the season?
I'm gonna let somebody. And you guys know I talk about this all the time. I want to hear somebody else first, and I got an opinion about this. You guys already know I'm strong about it, but go ahead, Christian. I want to hear what Christian got to say real quick.
I'm good with the quarterback position. For one.
No, again, can you answer that question? What he just asked real quick?
Oh, Leon? What you asked about if they're even? Who should we? Who would I think we should play?
Yes.
No. You said. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. That's
yeah. If they come out of camp even and Longstreet and Maeva is even, I'm saying play Maeva.
Yeah.
The reason I'm going with that is the experience factor, right? Playing on the college level, the speed and stuff is a little different and all that. So I'm gonna say go with Maeva. If they even, go with Maeva till they prove otherwise. The only way Longstreet see the field this year, in my opinion, if he's the clear cut, he going camping all that, and they come out saying he's clear cut the best option. If there's any question or doubt or anything, you go with Maeva. I mean, he showed us a glimpse of greatness last year, and he showed us a couple plays of games where we were scratching our head. But my personal opinion, from what I see from Maava last year coming in late, our offense, our team looked completely different than it did the first half, and that's no knock on
Yeah.
anybody else. All I'm gonna say is there's 2 to 3 decisions a game that he needs to clean up. If he clean those 2 or 3 decisions up, you talk about somebody who can possibly be in Heisman contention.
And let me
It's
bring
just
it back to your members real quick. And I want Brian to go ahead and talk. Let me bring this.
Yeah.
I got to bring this back to the audience. We got 609 people in here between Twitter and YouTube. But listen, Jaden Maava really he went crazy against Notre Dame. He threw for 360 yards. That's number one. Matter of fact, Drew Aller didn't even do that again, versus Notre Dame himself this year. And to Christian's point, if we get the version of Jaden Maava we got in the and now, granted, he was lost in the sauce in the first half. I agree. I can't even deny that. I'm not gonna front. But what we saw from Jaden Maava that second half, bro, if we get that, and I believe we can, I believe he could be locked in. If we get that Jaden Maava, there's not a quarterback in the country. What we saw in the Texas A&M game, lighting him up like he was laser focused. It's almost like he was just locked in. But if we get that guy, I think it's almost impossible to keep him off the field. It'll kind of give a guy like Hassan Longstreet an opportunity just to kind of work his way in, opposed to being thrust in to this college football game because it's big time. But that's just kind of my opinion on it. It ain't knocking your opinion though. I respect it.
No, Jay. If we see the Jaden Maava of the Texas A&M game, they're not going to be even. That's my point. That's my point.
I see what you're saying.
If we see that Jaden Maava, then they're not going to be.
They're not going to be even. Yeah, I get you.
Exactly.
I feel you. Yeah.
But even if my thing is even if they is even, if they're even on the playing field, I mean, if they're even on what they're doing at practice and how he looks, right? I mean, it's hard to even tell if they're even without playing an actual game and seeing Longstreet in a college game, dealing with a college defense and college speed. But even if we're saying they're even in how they look at practice, even if we're saying they're even in how they look in the playbook, the one place that they won't be even in is experience, right? And playing against a college defense and playing against a college speed. So at that point, you got to lean. I mean, we seen it last year because remember, Jay came on and everybody said we was crazy, Jay, because I agree with you when you said, is it a true quarterback battle between Moss and Maava? You remember that, Jay?
Yeah, the fan base act like I was just trying to, and it wasn't because I knew, and it wasn't just necessarily based on. First of all, number one, I saw those guys.
What Riley was saying too.
Riley was saying it, and I knew that because we saw in the spring game, Maava and Miller Moss looked almost the same. I mean, like, what was the difference? Like, you couldn't see any major separation. While we did see Miller Moss ball out in the Holiday Bowl, everything looked different. All of a sudden, it was almost like a small regression in the spring game. Who knows why?
But where they wasn't even that is Miller Moss had more of the playbook. Even though they play with it, and that's why Miller Moss got the nod because that kind of acted. So it's the same thing this year is that even if they look the same in the spring and it counts and they're even coming out, Maava's gonna be ahead because they're not gonna be even in playing in experience and playing in a big stadium in a game like against Notre Dame, or he's not gonna have the experience being down 24-7 against Texas A&M and coming back in this. He's not gonna be even. He's not gonna have that experience.
Yeah. I like USC. Hey, hold on for 1 second. I like USC priority comment here. He says Longstreet has to be better, not even. In other words, he has to.
I just said.
Right.
Same thing. I just pointed it out. But you on point. Oscar, man, where you been at, bro? I literally was thinking about you today, man. I was wondering what's up with you. How you doing, man? Go ahead, Brian.
Y'all gotta remember, Maava only saw 3 games. It was against three opponents. One was a rivalry game, which is always gonna be tough. The other 2 had tough defenses that he played against. You understand what I'm saying? Plus, you gotta also remember he jumped from what conference was he in with UNLV? What conference?
He was in the Mountain
West
to the Big Ten. 2 totally different type conferences. So
the thing you get away with in the Mountain West, you're not gonna get away with.
You can't get away with against a SEC team. So with another year under his belt, up on Raleigh, and like I said, we're going to be fortunate enough to get the preseason next year. I think we're going to look totally different. You're right. If we can get the Miami that played the what was it, 5 minutes left in the third quarter and fourth quarter, all next season, against Texas A&M, we're going to have an outstanding year. But if we go into the season, hold on, Christian. If we go into the season and Longstreet and Miami is even, we're in trouble. Y'all got to remember also, we got Hewitt right behind, I think sandwich somewhere in the middle of it. So I think that he's going to have a legitimate shot at it as well. But you don't want to bring a true freshman into an environment like that, because most times true freshmen, you got to be extraordinary in order to pan out in a conference such as this. You go back and look at the true freshmen we started at quarterback, Matt Barkley, JT Daniels. We didn't have those good of a seasons when they started.
Yeah,
we didn't have those good of a season.
Matt Barkley brought out that Ohio State win at Ohio State with him and Joe McKnight.
Yeah, but he had a defense behind him though. He had a solid defense behind him though.
And DJ Lagway looked good in Florida with the Gators. He looked good too as a freshman. It can be done.
Yeah, but do you want to risk this season right here where the opportunity sets up? Right. Where the opportunity well, I don't think a lot of people realize the way everything is setting up for us right now.
But what you're realizing is what people don't realize: DJ Lagway didn't start the season for Florida. DJ Lagway,
I think he should have started.
DJ Lagway ended up playing because Florida got ricocheted at quarterback. They end up even having to play a transfer from Harvard. You know what I'm saying that they had.
Bro, I live in Florida. I know, and he should have started the season. He
should over who they had though, but that was over who they had though, Leon.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Returning Mertz.
Right.
He's gonna be that guy. Hey, look, they got a couple guys they got in there. I think the whole point is I don't see. I just now we do know Lincoln Riley made a midnight hour visit, flew out there to Texas. He loved them, but man, I just don't see. I just don't see how that will happen, so Leon. Man, I just
why are we overlooking Hewitt? Hey, why are we overlooking?
I'm not. Hey, listen, I'm not. This is a conversation we need to have because he was. That's why I said we probably should did, but we're here now. But he's a 5-star. He was a 5-star coming out. For whatever reason, sometimes things happen. He got injured, ended up going to Utah. But the dude, he was a dual threat too, if I'm not mistaken. So we can't, no telling what he's going to do in the spring game. And
that's what I want to see.
His uncle is the / offensive coordinator now, Luke Ewert, and the quarterback coach. Bro, look, go ahead.
The other thing, too, is we have 3 quarterbacks that are all similar. They can all run, and they all got strong arms. So I know last year it was, a different offense under Miller Mawson versus, Jay and Maava, 2 different style of quarterbacks. Now all 3 quarterbacks have the similar styles. So hopefully it'll be all, one system no matter who's in there. So you're going to get the right guy in the seat.
Absolutely.
And I take it back to this because I know the statement been made. If we can get the Miami that played, the second half of the Texas A&M game, that played all the way up to the last 2 possessions of the Notre Dame game and all that. But I take it back to say this: if you look at all the games that Miami played, right?
Hey, I'm not sure. Hey, somebody put
who is that? Who is that with the background?
I have no idea. Who is that?
It might have been me, man. My daughter got her tonsils out, so I'm at Children's. They've been making all type of noise.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That might have been me. But what I was gonna say is, if you look at all the interceptions that Miami had, all except one came on a deep ball where we could have just it was the one against Texas A&M was a bad throw. That was just crazy. When we was on our goal line, I don't know what he was doing. But the rest of them was pretty much on fades and go routes where it's like him and the receiver weren't on the same page. But if you look at the totality of all those games and what he did, because the Nebraska game he played well, he was throwing dimes. The UCLA game, I mean, he threw like a 40-yard post on the rope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The offense stalled in the red zone. I mean, we couldn't run the ball. We couldn't do nothing in the red zone. But if you look at his play on all those games, so I take it furthermore to say, if Miami can fix 2 bad decisions a game, we'll be all right. Like if you look at all the games that he played, it's just like 2 bad decisions. Those bad decisions be major.
No,
So if
that's
he
real
can correct
talk.
those, if he can just correct 2 bad decisions a game, you know what I'm saying, which I think he will, and learn that just like the Mountain West, I can't be rolling with people on my legs and trusting my arm to throw it 60 yards down the field and just throw it up. Like, throw it away, take off for it, learn to eat it, which I think Riley's going to get with him with. You know what I'm saying? He fixed 2 bad decisions a game, he's going to be all right.
All right. Now, with that being said, I'm going to let Leon give his rebuttal real quick and really state his case and make a conclusion to the matter because you threw this out there, Leon. Come on, bro.
And Leon, too, before you go, cite your source. I want to go see this insider.
Hey,
I want to check his credibility and who this insider is because sometimes people just throw mess out there and they don't know nothing. So who is that guy? Let us know that before you go, so I can go look him up.
Don't make the man give up his source, Chris. Don't make it.
I thought it was a writer or something that he read online or somewhere.
Is it a right?
Listen, I'll send it to you, USCJ. I'll send it to you on Twitter, because I try to. I'm not gonna say it, but I'll send it to USCJ. He can disseminate.
And I'll send it to you, Christian. I got your stuff.
Okay.
So,
but listen, all I'm saying is, I hope Jayden Maiava makes a step and continues to show growth and cuts down on the interceptions and stuff like that. All I'm saying is, if the 2 quarterbacks or the 3 quarterbacks are all even, then we're gonna be in bad shape. Based on Maiava being here longer. Based on him having a better relationship with the wide receivers, he should be head and shoulders above everybody. That's all.
Yeah. I agree, man.
Yeah, I will say this though, Jay. I will say this. I heard there was some smoke around a quarterback, but it wasn't Ladway. It was somebody else.
Man, where y'all getting this stuff from? Come on, tell us.
Wait, hold on. Hey, Brian, man. You got Hold on. Okay, Brian. Okay, but Brian. Man, you guys acting like y'all in the Secret Service, man. Let's get these names out here, bro. Come on, bro.
We talked about it. Hey, Jay, you remember us talking about it on one of your shows when
I don't.
That was worried about Nico leaving Tennessee.
You remember? He ain't going nowhere neither.
Yeah,
man. I remember. I definitely remember that.
Right.
But look, Nico getting paid, bro. Look, what, $8 million?
Yeah, Nico ain't going nowhere.
Come on, bro, man.
I'm not saying that he was. I'm just saying there was smoke around. No, I never said it was.
You know, I'm gonna tell you why it was smoke. It was smoke because everybody, and I'm not talking about you, Brian, because I've heard some of them reports. It was smoke because they wanted to be smoked. They put all these rumors out. Look, a brother like me, I live in reality, bro. Like I try to deal with it from a practical standpoint, and what I mean by that is, I look at. Especially like DJ Lagway's NIL, I look at Nico's NIL, and then I look at USC's track record. If you get what I'm saying, as far as how we approach guys and what we're willing to do. And the only guy I saw report-wise that Lincoln Riley flew to go see was a guy like Will Howard. We all know that, and he ended up going to Ohio State. That was the only guy I really just know. But I don't know, 2 freshmen like that are. Look, we got Hassan Longstreet. He's the same way as essentially as those guys. So I just don't see that happening.
And that Nico thing, if you remember when people start saying that, I was like, man, he ain't going nowhere. But because what happened is that a couple of wide receivers into the transfer portal from Tennessee, and Nico had put something up on his Twitter like with the eyeballs, and then everybody's writers and people who ain't got no insight, they're just like, oh, he's possibly thinking of moving too because people leaving Tennessee that he's going to portal. And I mean, but he took it down like in 10 seconds and recorrected it into like a sad face. You know what I'm saying? Because they were leaving. But everybody took that as like, oh, he's going in the portal, he's leaving team. I'm like, come on, people, do your research.
Yeah. So look. So the same way I said we got a good problem with the running backs. Do you guys think it's on that same level? Do we have a good problem with the quarterbacks before we get up out of here?
Absolutely.
It's the same level of competition?
I don't think that's what I'm saying. It's not the same level of competition. Go ahead.
I don't think it's the same level of competition, but you're going to have some type of confidence that if something happens to one, you can bring somebody in.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be like
a drop off.
It's not going to drop to a 1.
No doubt. I agree.
So that's what I'm saying.
I agree. So look, man, I appreciate you, man. You guys, You guys were the co-hosts. You guys helped me make the show today, man. So I appreciate that. Otherwise, I would have been on here talking to myself. I got a big mouth, so you guys know I could do that anyway. I could talk to myself all day, but look, it's always better when you got guys like Leon, Brian, and Christian who absolutely hot take. Let me see this.
Hey, Jay, let me say something real quick. Hey, Jay, let me say something. Hey,
Yeah.
yes, I'm looking at Twitter, man. We got like over 600 people watching. We got over 100 people watching on YouTube. Man, all y'all need to like, share, and subscribe, man.
Absolutely.
Like the video. Definitely. Like the video.
Like USCJ,
Absolutely.
6 times I hit it this day with his family and everything. Man, go ahead and like, man, share, subscribe, man. So
hey, I appreciate that. Hey, yeah, hey, to your point, it's been almost like 3 years, man. You guys literally become family. I literally spend more time with everybody else, man. You guys. So look, man, much love to each and every one of you, man. Brian, Christian, anything you guys want to say before we get up out of here?
Fight on, man.
Fight on.
Absolutely. So look, man, we out of here, man. Listen, everybody stay blessed, man. Continue to stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.